What's going on, Angie? How you doing? How you doing? Um, for anybody watching the playback, I just decided I would go live a lot earlier than usual. Usually I go live at 10:30, 11 on the weekends, but today I just didn't feel like waiting. I want to watch a movie with my family and get this out the way early while also showing love. And y'all know how it go. Love and respect, JC. I appreciate you, bro. Yes, I'm live. Yeah, I'm just going live early. So if you're watching this, that's what I'm doing. Also, before we start and before the tape goes too long, the sale for coaching, the $20 off sale for coaching, is done. I think tonight. I think after when we settle down before we go to sleep tonight, we're gonna take it off the website. So, y'all got to maybe 1 or 2 in the morning because we stay up late. But y'all got to maybe 1 or 2 in the morning to take advantage of the coaching sale before we put the prices back up to normal. Um, I guess it's Black Friday, the last day Black Friday sale. What else I got? I don't really got nothing else after that, so I guess we can just jump into this again. Um, Coaching, it's available. Get it while it's on sale. If not, you'll have to pay full price. If you don't care, I don't care. Love and respect. Let's get into this. Love, how you doing, Coco? Honest Living. Hold on, let me scroll up. Angie, Nana Powers, Aisha, Angie, Lashanta, Coco, Honest Living, Tina, Gloria, Phenomenal is she. I love that. Quay, JC, love and respect, bro. Thank you. I appreciate you. Aaron Lynn, my wife is not moderating either. When I go live early, my wife is doing other stuff. She's making food for my sons and stuff right now, so she's not going to be moderating. So if you do a super chat, that's like $2 or under $5. I might not see it. JC, make sure you harass me to make sure I see that if you can. If you and I don't know if I'd be able to even see your stuff, but I usually see your stuff because it's highlighted. So, are you taking questions today? Yes, I'm taking questions today. I'm not taking as many as I normally take. So that's a good question, Aaron Lynn. Let's talk about this. I'm taking questions today. I usually take questions. If you've ever watched one of my lives, I might talk to 40 people in the live. I might like answer like 40 questions. It'd be rapid fire, and I'd be on here for 3 hours answering as many free questions as possible, as many super chats as possible, and then I'd be raggedy. I'd be tired, and then I've answered so many free questions that nobody has a reason to go buy coaching. I've noticed that if I go live too much, it affects my coaching, and that's my business. So I don't want to be on live answering an infinite amount of questions and then not have no coaching clients. So for me, I will be taking questions today, but I'll only be here for about an hour, man, maybe an hour and a half. And that's if questions are good and/or I get caught up doing super chats. But what I do, she said, where do I sign up? Hanifa, you sign up here. I'm gonna put it in the comments. www.girltalkwithguys.com. You go to www.girltalkwithguys.com. And the link is also in the description of this video. So click on the description of this video if you want a direct link. But that's where you sign up. That's my website, girltalkwithguys.com. And you can get on my schedule, look at my schedule, and book a call. Hour long, half hour phone, video calls, whatever you prefer. That's how you do that. So anyway, yeah, I won't be on here forever. Y'all, like I said, y'all know I usually be on here for 3 hours, 2 hours, 50 minutes, trying to answer everybody's calls and questions in the world. And what I've learned is, and what starts to irritate me is that I always get not necessarily hate mail, but like bitter DMs after I do these lives where I've given myself completely to the audience for 3 hours and I work my ass off and I'm mentally drained afterwards because I'm an introvert. So this is an easy thing for me, or it's a really energy vacuum for me. But I like to do it because I love coaching and I love helping people. But I'll get like angry mail if somebody's like, you spent so much time answering so much that question, you could have answered double the questions if you just like, and it's always some critique of the free shit I just gave out and the free game and free wisdom and free time and free energy. It's like you went in if you wanted your question answered, you could have super chatted and you could have got the damn question answered. But you're literally writing me hate mail because I didn't get to your free question. Like I owe you. I don't owe anybody, and so that's frustrating to a degree. And y'all know I keep it real. I don't give a damn about the brand. I'm sorry, I'm just not that. So I'm not going to be on here for no 3 hours trying to, break my back in half and then still be getting hate mail from people, especially if they ain't super chatting when all it takes is literally $1 for you to get your damn question answered if you really wanted it answered that bad. And that happens often, like all the time that happens. Literally every time I go live, somebody gives me hate, or not hate mail, but ungrateful mail about why I should have answered more free questions, like I owe anybody that, when it's 500 videos of free information on my YouTube channel. Just go look at those free videos or give $1 to the super chat and get your question answered. It's not that damn difficult. Anyway, y'all know I'll be on 10. I'm gonna jump into these questions and I'm gonna jump into the love. He said, good thing I clicked on it real quick. I appreciate you, Jay. But yes, I'm taking questions. Love, hello, hello, hello. Somebody says, hey, Kev, I watch your channel frequently. I watched 3 videos today and still didn't know you were going live. Perhaps you could post a going live tonight post on Instagram, or I don't know what SMT is, but good point. Tonight, I didn't even know I was going live. I told my wife earlier, it was like 2:00. I was like, I probably should go live tonight. I haven't gone live in a while. She's like, and I was like, okay, well, I plan on going live like 11 or 10:30, like normal. But then she said, well, my son said, well, I want to watch Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the real movie. And if any of you are parents in here, there's an animated movie to that and a real movie. The real movie is actually pretty dope looking. I wanted to see the real movie, but he likes the animated movie. We've watched it 3 or 4 times with him. It's only an hour, so it's a short movie, but he's interested finally in a long movie with real people in it that I can get more into. And so I was like, you know what? I'm trying to watch that movie, and I don't want to be tired when I'm watching. I want to watch that movie. And so I just decided at the drop of a hat, said, fuck it, I'm going to go on and get this live out the way, show love, show my face, give energy, give love and light, but I'm going to be available to my son, and I can watch this movie tonight, my wife and I, and my son. So that's what I want to do. That's why I'm going live earlier. So I didn't know. Normally I will post on Instagram. I'm going live tonight. Check me out. I will post. And thank you for the super chat. I'm about to answer your question in one second. I do post. I normally do post and tell people a couple of hours in advance. I'll do it on my YouTube community and on IG. But I literally just decided to go live maybe 10 minutes ago, and I was like, well, let me get my tea. So when my voice dries up, I can have something to sip on. But that's why I didn't announce it, because I just decided right now I was going to go live. So sorry about that. Love, thank you so much for the super chat. And y'all, I don't have a job, so super chats are welcome, because YouTube is playing with the algorithm. That takes my coaching down. It takes everything down. So I'm not a rich YouTuber. I'm a very regular YouTuber. And so I have enough stuff in place. We, pay our bills or whatever, but super chats are definitely, we're very thankful for those, just, for the love. Miss Rocky says, you're doing a wonderful job. And thank you. I appreciate that. I'm actually very interested in, I found a different career direction that might serve both purposes of allowing me to be home and have my freedom, but also make a nice amount of money, and still have a job, but have a job I'm interested in. So while I want to be an entrepreneur, and I am an entrepreneur, I do like having a lot of different things in place. And so I'm kind of excited about something I discovered tonight that I'll be doing yesterday. And so we'll be talking about that on Kev Hick's Financial Education here pretty soon. Again, if you're interested in watching that channel, I will start posting videos on there pretty soon. But I actually have to get my businesses running. We've been developing businesses, pulling the all-nighters. We have 3 different business plans that we're working on at the same time. So we're going hard the whole day, and we're spending a lot of time in the front phase development of these businesses, and in the marketing opportunities, or in the marketing strategies, trying to develop the things. I'm also writing my book and developing some products that I'm trying to do. So we got so many things going on that I can't do a channel based on content, based on what I'm doing, because I didn't realize I would be this busy doing this much at the same time. And so as soon as the book's done, and my 2 businesses are launched, and my ads are actually performing, then I can start the channel and really get into daily content about, what I'm learning as an entrepreneur, what I'm learning as a business owner, and what I want to learn, and stuff like that. I have conducted my first financial based interview with a person, so I might put that out this week. But just know that I'm working on that channel, but I want to get the work done on my behalf so that I have something to share with you guys that actually helps. Not, hey, I tried this, it didn't work. Hey, I tried this and it didn't work. I got some things that are actually working, but I have to finish working them. So there's that. But yes, thank you again for the super chat. I appreciate it. Somebody said, Kev, your info is the truth. Thank you. Thank you, Roxanne. Love. Ignore the haters, Kev. Yeah, I don't ignore, I don't, that doesn't bother me. Like haters don't like, no one's negativity bothers me. But if I'm giving, like, it's like my uncle one time seen a homeless person. He said he was hungry. He came to the window begging, said, "Man, I'm so hungry, I haven't eaten." He actually had a bunch of bananas, like a bundle of bananas right there next to him. He had just bought some, and that's all he had. So he tried to get a man a banana, and he threw the banana down. Said, "Man, I don't want no damn banana." And so my uncle cussed him out. Obviously, he's hot headed, so it almost became something. But I always think of that when you try to do something for somebody, and instead of them just be like, you know what, thank you, you really didn't have to give me that time. They try to critique the free thing that you, or the extra thing that you gave them, and it's like, yeah, kiss my ass. That's kind of how it be feeling as a YouTuber sometimes, because if you wanted the game, you could have watched one of the 500 videos. If you wanted the game, you could have called me on the phone. If you wanted a game, you could have put $1, literally 99 cents in the super chat, but you didn't want the game that bad because it wasn't worth it to you. But it was worth it to you to give me negative energy in my inbox and my DM. That's what irritates people. That's what frustrates people. But I'm not hating. I don't care about no haters. I don't be mad. And they weren't hating. They had an ungrateful moment. 99 Powers. I feel like my biggest dating issue is I'm not ready, and I'm kind of scared to date. If I book a session, is that something that you can help with feeling emotionally safe to date? Absolutely. Nana Powers, and anybody looking or thinking about getting coaching from me, understand what I do. I talk to widows, I talk to divorcees, I talk to young women who have yet to date, I talk to more mature women who have a more mature experience with love and relationships, who are trying to recover from things. I talk to couples. I counsel and mentor men on relationships, on fatherhood, on family life. I do the same for women. I'm not as much as people see YouTubers and think, okay, how to tell if a guy likes you, how to be more attractive, whatever tips of the trade that they might give you in a video. Understand that those videos are very surface levels, and they're meant to start conversations with people and themselves, so that when they come to me, they know why they need to come to me. Or they can go get help somewhere else. I just want people to get help. I would prefer to take the money, but you could get help anywhere. My videos are meant to provoke a thought and a change of perspective for people who need it. So for you, Nana Powers, being scared to date, needing to feel emotionally safe, I absolutely work with people who have that issue, who are looking in, and it's almost like you watch women jump rope. You watch those girls in Brooklyn double dutch, and they're really easy just jumping into it. They watching the rope, and then they jump into it, and they into it. That's kind of how dating is sometimes. How people stand on the sidelines, and then there's this anxiety about getting in, and they got to jump in at the right moment. But with dating, much different than double dutch. There's no safety. It's not just a game. Shit's serious, and you can ruin your life with the wrong move. And so a lot of people have a lot of anxiety, and I help people move through not only that anxiety, but also give them tangible advice to how to apply themselves to dating so that they can stay safe and emotionally be secure in their positioning while they go experience what people have to offer them. And so, yes, I work with people like that a lot. In fact, that's if I had to give the most common avatar of my client, that's probably the most common avatar outside of people, escaping toxic relationships and trying to heal from those things, is people looking to date, trying to figure out how to date while maintaining their mental health. Either people who've quit and they're coming back into dating, or people who are about to quit because they've not made the right decisions and they've not experienced the right people through no fault of their own sometimes. And so it just depends. But yes, I do help people with those issues, and I can help you. I'm very confident in that. And anybody who's had me on the phone, who's booked consultations or anything like that, can definitely tell you the same thing. I think in all the 5,000 women I've coached, I might have pissed off about 5 or 10 that really don't like me. But I think those are pretty good betting odds. And that was just because truth is hard to swallow for many people. And I'm gonna give you that. Layla, hey Kev, I remember I asked you about histrionic's personality and the guy I was dating. You are right; he is very toxic. He finally blocked me after I stood up for myself. Thanks for answering my question. Thank you for remembering to tell me that and give me that update. I always like hearing about how things turn out after I have that initial encounter with somebody or conversation. So I'm really appreciative about that. by hearing and hearing by says 100. Thank you so much for being a channel member. She has a little channel member icon. Me and my wife, when we had that podcast that everybody asked for, nobody watched. What was it called? Elevate Podcast. That little picture she got next to her 100 is the Elevate Podcast icon. That was when me and my wife had a Patreon podcast. The problem is nobody goes to Patreon because it's not like a social media platform. So my Patreons wouldn't even go into my Patreon. So I had 40 Patreons and I had like 3 viewers on my podcast every week. And it was like, I can't even get people to watch the podcast because Patreon isn't a place that you would naturally go to click on. So that's no fault of anyone. It's just, that's how it is. But those episodes are still on our Patreon. It's funny. Angela Edwards, how do you do online dating? Tired of bums and bums wanting money. First of all, don't give money. Second of all, don't identify yourself as your career. If money is an issue that's coming up as far as people trying to use you for money, too often I meet very successful women who don't necessarily have and I don't want to say an identity, but they don't know how to structure qualifying themselves, right? We all go through this process where we qualify ourselves to people, jobs, friends, whomever, right? But sometimes as a woman, it's too easy to say, I got my own car, I got my own house, I got my own this or that. Those are important things for you, but they will not help you in the dating game because the only men who actually care about those things are the men who are trying to make use of them. The men who have those things to offer don't really give a damn if you have those things. They would like to see that you work hard, that you're that you're ambitious, that you're not a bill, but that's about it. And so sometimes when women think they're qualifying themselves for a relationship, but just letting a man know, hey, I got mine together. Sometimes you're just talking to a man who's trying to find a new couch to sleep on because it's getting cold out here, right? Or a new bed to sleep in. Right? The hobosexuals, as they call it, as they are famously called, right? Try to separate yourself, your identity, and your sense of self as you relate to men from your finances, because again, with the men that you want, it won't matter, and the men that you don't want will be very interested in that, and then they will be bums wanting money. So you're actually attracting the bums that want money by giving too much information. Say less. That's in short, say less. Also, to do online dating, you have to just have an online mindset. Realize that you're just going to be bumping into people like bumper cars. Don't worry so much about every DM, every conversation turning into something great or magical. Just meet a person, see them. If you have a reason to like them, like them. If you don't have a reason to like them, don't take it personally. And if they don't like you, who gives a damn? They're a stranger. You don't have to see them again. Don't worry so much about wasting your time. I used to go on blind dates on a regular basis just because I liked them. It was fun. I really like, first of all, I guess my ego. Here's my ego. I'm 6'2.5", so says the doctor a few months ago. I really like the pleasant surprise of being handsome and tall and well put together and a decent conversationalist being a blind date, because most people imagine a blind date is going to be like some garbage, some slaw, right, some trash. And I used to love being like, hey, how you doing? I'm Kevin. It's like, oh, there's always this pleasant surprise, and that would feed my ego. But I was a young man before I was married. I can tell you that blind dating and dating online are much the same, except it's just cyber. Yeah, you got a profile picture, but you didn't really see that person. You was dating online. You don't see how tall that person is. You don't get any other real information about that person, their presence, their energy, how they smell, their hygiene, nothing. You just get the picture. So treat it like blind dating and stop thinking that because it's online, it was somehow or another a worse experience. Sometimes we traumatize ourselves with our perspective. Love. Thank you for Lisa Frey. Thank you so much for the super chat. Good job, Fox. I appreciate that. Good job, Fox, in the Kung Fu robe. I don't know where they get these little avatars at, but thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Somebody said your channel taught me a lot of your channel taught me a lot of things. Well, I hope to teach more people. Let me see. Jay said, I was just thinking about giving online dating one more shot tonight, for real. Listen, people online are real people. They're the same people you bump into at the store. So when you don't have good experiences, just think about this. You've met people in person your whole life. You've probably met a few 100,000 people personally, right? During your lifetime, you meet a lot of people. We don't even realize how many people we encounter just in person. Let's say you meet hundreds, but you see in person, encounter hundreds of thousands during your lifetime. You're single. right? You're single after meeting that many people in person. Those are the odds. In person, you didn't meet your match after meeting hundreds of thousands of people. So why, after meeting 7 people online, are you mad and quitting? If it was just so easy to find a match in person, if in person was so much better, then you wouldn't be single now, because you came outside this year. You went to the grocery store, you went to the supermarket, you went to the mall, you paid bills, you jumped in your car, went to the gas station. You've encountered hundreds of thousands of people. You don't get upset when you leave your house for 8 hours and come back and you don't got a phone number in your pocket. Why go online and be that mad when you meet 7 people or have 7 introductory conversations that don't go nowhere, and be like, I'm tired of online dating, this is garbage? The odds are actually better online if you consider how many people you encounter in real life and you don't end up with. So I don't take it that seriously. For me, I always lighten it up, because it's not that serious. These people don't know you. They're not being you. They're not being them to you. They're being them to the world. And, you're just watching a new person be imperfect. And if they turn you off, or if you turn them off, it doesn't have to be the end of the world, or it doesn't have to be some big offense. You're just encountering a stranger. Oh, wow, you're weird. You're different. Okay, cool. Next. It just has to be like that. Sometimes you got to get out of your own head about things. People shit about online dating. They go off on online dating, and hell, I've been rejected more in person than online, or at least as much. And I was the type of guy, I would talk to whomever. You couldn't be fine and walk past me when I was 17, 18, and 19. It was not happening. You was not safe. I mean, I was going to be respectful, and I was going to approach you with some real game and like a gentleman, but you was getting approached. So as many women as I've approached and talked to and had first dates with, I can tell you that my odds wasn't any better. I was still single after most of it, right? And I met my wife online when I was like, oh man, I don't know about this online stuff. And that's where I met my wife, on MySpace. I had to put her in my top 8. Greetings from Colombia. Thank you for your content. I appreciate you. Love. My son just hit me up after 9 weeks of no my ONS. What is ONS? I don't know what that is. I'm probably not going to see the answers because I'm still way up in the comment section. He started small talk, but when I answered, he didn't react. Instead, he sent me a pic of us, sent me a video from YouTube, and now he asks if I want to. I'm imagining I'll come to him again. I don't know how to react. I have feelings for him, but really got persuaded to. What is ONS? What is ONS? I don't want to do it on our second date because it's a special thing for me. But he said I'm sure there's some more. I don't know what ONS means. Needs to know if he wants me or not. I thought it was really unsure because he said the first date, so he's looking for something serious. I agreed. It was regular with him. He wasn't soft. I'm a little bit confused about what ONS is. One night stand. Oh, one night stand. It just hit me. So he's begging for some one night stand. Let me see where. Now I got to go back up. 9 weeks, no content. Started small talk. Didn't react. Sent him a pic. My one night stand. So it took him 9 weeks to hit you back up after a one night stand. Now he's asking for some more. He wants to hit it again. And how do you have feelings for a one night stand? I don't. Maybe we're confused, or we're not agreeing on what a one night stand is. But I'm not sure. You have feelings for a one night stand. You could just be intrigued. You have a crush. You obviously had sex with the brother, so there's some attachment there. But if you don't know the man, it was the first day you met him, I'm not sure how you could have feelings for him. And if you didn't want to do it on the second date, he's begging for it on the second date. That man just wants some ass, and you gave him to him once. He's pretty much going to sex toy you. So don't put yourself in that type of position. That's your bad. That's your mistake, because you put yourself in that position where you're just a piece of ass to a guy, and he can wait 9 weeks before contacting you again, because literally that's how long it takes for him to be horny and not have somebody to put it in. So leave that man alone, and don't have one night stands. I don't care what these women tell you about being grown and sexually empowered. There's no empowerment in being banged by some man who don't respect women, who don't care about you, and who has a disdain for the relationship and the commitment that you might want ultimately. There's no empowerment in fucking peasants, okay? And some of these men are peasants. They're clowns, and you fucking them. That's not empower. You can't empower yourself through a clown. With love and respect, though, I don't mean to be rough with you. I'm just saying this doesn't make sense. You're wonderful, and your advice helped me. So thank you, sir. I appreciate you, and thank you for the super chat. love. And thank you for, I need to get down off my passion. Sometimes I'm very passionate, y'all, but I really just mean love and respect. So yeah, don't have one night stand. Start there. If you want relationship, you want love, you gonna have to move different. And I do a lot of videos about how to move different with love and respect, though. Again, no offense. Um, needs to, okay, yeah, we there. Somebody says, okay, if I could ask a question, yes, you can. Is it wrong for me to require at least one outing with someone before having sex? He only asked me to come over to his house. I had to beg for a date. First of all, yes, it's wrong for you to require one outing before somebody has sex with you because what is that? One outing. Let's break one outing down. If I take a woman out for one outing, right? If Kevin's single and it's hypothetical, if I take a woman out for one outing, would I invest 3 hours? So what 3 hours gets me access to your heart? Like 3 hours gets me to risk, first of all, my sexual health. Because if a guy's just trying to stick it to whomever he can stick it to, he's probably not being safe and protecting himself, so he can't protect you. I mean, there's a lot of risks there: emotional risk, physical risk, health risk. And if it's a first date, you banged him in after 3 hours. I don't know. I feel like it's wrong, but it's not wrong because you shouldn't do it. It's wrong because one outing should not be the threshold. It just that's like if a person, if a doctor spends 8 years in school and then they negotiate a salary of $32,000, an entry level janitor, right? Why would you sell yourself that short? Why are you begging a man for a date? What are we doing? This is the like that's the ridiculousness of it, is that you're in a position as a woman and society has positioned women into this corner where now no matter what they do, they're asking for too much. All it is content around modern women being crazy, a lot of it's rooted in truth. There are some ridiculous things that women are requiring and expecting from the world, from men. I get that. I understand that. But there are as many disappointing and ridiculous similarities in the male's experience and what they require and ask for from women these days. And you're in the point, women have been brainwashed to the point to where they think that they owe a man sex for showing up to a date, even if they don't know him, he hasn't done anything for them. They think that just by showing up, or by giving his number, or by giving his face, showing his attention, giving his attraction, he's deserved, and he's owed that sexual experience with her to see if he cares, if he can love her. And if she doesn't do that, then she's one of those rules girls, and her standards are too high, and she's been unrealistic, and she's going to die alone with a cat because she doesn't understand the way the world works. It's bullshit. If look at your question, is it okay, if I can ask a question, is it wrong for me to require at least one outing with someone before having sex? Why are you under pressure to take one date, and you're feeling like one date is almost too much to ask? How dare you ask for one dinner, one night where the man is giving you equal honest effort, one conversation over candlelight, or hell, some of y'all going to McDonald's. You thought that was a good question with love and respect to you. You've been brainwashed against yourself. I would never train my daughter, my sister, my cousin to beg for a man's time and only go to his house and bend over and get butt naked. And then if you want to be a good woman, you better not ask for a date before you do any of those things. We ain't on a date. What we eating, drinking, sitting for? Take her to a hotel, me and 5 or 6 or more. Anyone to tell you he a baller, he ain't tricking though. You listen to any rap at all. That's T.I. If you got you a hoe, I tell her what to do, right? If you listen to any rap at all in the last 20 years, men are telling women what they think about them. And when they treat them like that, and when they don't take them on dates, we know exactly what they think. These women are hoes to stick it in, nothing else, glory hoes. So you can't be the woman that says, am I allowed to? Is it asking too much to get just one date before I give him something? Am I being mean? Am I sexually manipulating him? No, you're not. You're not. This is ridiculous. Don't even that question was ridiculous, and I'm more hurt for you that you thought that was a good question. That you've been brainwashed against yourself to such a degree that you think that you don't even have the right to consent anymore, right? Because there's a difference between physical consent, emotional consent, right, and sexual consent. Yes, your body will be what your body does what it does. You'll be willing, but emotionally you wasn't ready. Subconsciously you wasn't ready, right? In your heart, you didn't want it like that. You was hoping to get more, and this is what you're taking the consolation prize of dick. No, yeah, hell no, and not one day. In fact, never talk to that dude again. He's a lame. He's not going to give you what you're looking for. And he's going to have a great time because he's going to stick it in a whole bunch of other women that is going to be willing to do it. So just let that be not a missed opportunity if that's what you think it was, because he don't have nothing coming for you. He just literally is using you as a hole to stick it in. You're a glory hole to him. So don't be that girl. Please don't do that. Love and respect. Let me get to the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry, I was doing my thing. Thank you with the pair, the workout exercise pair. Appreciate your 99 super chat, your $10 super chat. I'm rounding up. But yeah, ladies, y'all got to stop this. I did a video a long time ago. It might have been 9 months ago. The thumbnail says "I'm tired of this shit" or something like that. It's a different thing. Like when you see the thumbnail, you're like, oh, that's different. He normally doesn't talk like that. I said that I'm tired of this. It was one of those angry thumbnails, but the video was about this programming of women to think that when a man shows up to dinner, they no longer have the right to consent or to withhold consent. That because a man showed his face, said hi, took you on a date, or gave you any kind of attention whatsoever, or like the gentleman that passed away recently, if a man takes you out and the sun goes down, you got to screw him. You owe him some sex because you knew what it was when the sun went down. This is bullshit. Okay, with respect to the gentleman that passed away and whomever else like him, well, fuck everybody else like him that's still alive, and they can get all the smoke. You don't owe a man anything for showing up to a date at all. Nothing. You don't owe a man nothing for asking you out. You don't owe a man nothing for spending a few days with you or conversing with you on the phone or FaceTiming with you or going on your errands with you or getting to know you as a human being. You don't owe him anything. Anytime a man is moving on that premise that you owe him something, yeah, just never talk to that man again. Just never talk to him again. He doesn't see a human being in front of him. He sees a hole to stick it in. He sees some ass. He sees some tits. That's what he sees. Don't be that woman. A lot of women to tell you what to do, how to get these men on you, and how empowering it is to take your sexuality back. There's no how you empowered and you're under pressure and you don't even really want to do it because you're asking me about it. Ain't no empowerment in that. There's no empowerment in whoring. There's no empowerment in whoring. I'm sorry. Because for you to be empowered by any of it, a man would need to respect you and want you and desire more from you. And then when you deny him the more, then you're empowered. But when you are just a hold to stick it in, the man wants you to leave and then you leave because you're empowered. You just did what he wanted you to do. Where's the empowerment? That's like if I go scrub the floors of a job I don't work at. They be like, I don't know this motherfucker. He ain't even hired. He don't even get paid. He just come in and scrub the floors. Am I empowered because I'm scrubbing the floors of a random company and I'm not even getting paid? I'm just volunteering because I want to do good deeds for millionaires? No, I'm an idiot. So there's that. I don't know. Who cares? Somebody says, or if you could plug one of your videos that talks about this, that would be dope. I do have a video, like I said, Aaron. I cannot remember. It was so long ago. I know the video was, I'm tired of the thumbnail says, I'm tired of this shit. I think I remember I had a gray jacket on. Gray hat, gray jacket. The words were red and black. And it's like, I'm tired of this shit. If I remember, I'll go try to find that video and post it in my YouTube community. That's what I'll do. Post video, YouTube community. Post, I'm tired of this. I'm writing it down on my notepad. I'm tired of this shit. Or it was something like that. I was irritated because it was a lot. My client had came to me and it was pretty much asking me if consent was their right anymore. And it's frustrating because I'm a real dating coach. A lot of people just making YouTube videos and impressing you with their intellect. I'm having real conversations with these women and I really care about my clients and I get frustrated for them. Sometimes it feels like I'm frustrated at y'all. I'm frustrated for y'all. There's a difference. It's like, but anyway, I'll post it in my, in my community page. So if you don't see it, if you can't find it while I'm on here, I'll post it here pretty soon, and then you can watch that video. It sounds like you could use it with love and respect to you. Again, no offense. Somebody says, where do you find information about consultations? Tawana Taylor, love. You find information about consultations at www. See, I'm gonna type it in again. You get consultation. First of all, no, the description box. I'm not even gonna type it in. The description box. If you look at the description box of this video, literally under the title, in the description box, the title's repeated, and right under that is book a call with me at, and then it has the link, girltalkwithguys.com. So just go to the description box of any of my videos and you're going to see girltalkwithguys.com. That's how you book a call with me. But if you need information about them, I do half hours, video calls, phone calls. Hell, I do 3-month coaching programs for people who need long-term help. I have a text messaging package for people who just want to be in my back pocket and text me, daily when they're going through stuff or when they have questions. There are a lot of different stuff, a lot of different ways to get coaching from me. Somebody said, how do you deal with being insecure because of your boyfriend's job where he's surrounded by naked women all the time? He's a surf instructor. I think that you need to figure out what type of character that you're dealing with. Like insecure, I guess insecure is better than jealous, because jealous may mean that his conduct is giving attention to it. But you being insecure isn't a him problem; it's a you problem. Even so, I don't know what his conduct is like. His conduct could be triggering that. If you do have insecurities, you have to figure out what you're insecure about. You can't move forward or fix anything until you identify it. And too often we avoid identifying the thing because sometimes that can be painful. If you're insecure because your boyfriend's job requires him to be around not naked women unless they're surfing at a nude beach. Let's say, women in their bikinis, 2-pieces and things of that nature, beautiful young women, or women in just in shape, in beach shape. If you're insecure about that, first of all, we all feel insecure. I don't like to claim the inadequacy. So I would, if I was you, side note, focus on identify yourself, but separate yourself from the inadequacy. So you're not insecure. You are not insecurity. You feel insecure, right? You have moments of insecurity. That's number one. I don't care what I'm angry. No, I feel angry. I'm sad. I feel sad. Separate yourself from the emotion. You should observe the emotion and not become the emotion. That's just a mental health tip. Even so, with this insecurity that you have, and if you got to be honest with yourself, be honest with yourself. I'm not saying, and I don't assume anything, but if you're insecure because those women are in better shape than you and they maybe take care of themselves in a different way, maybe they're more fit and fitness is a problem for you, then again, it's a you problem. It's not a him problem. If you're insecure because in comparison, you're not as fit, while you can never be like somebody else's best, you can be your best. And so I would suggest that you go and get your best, go get in your best shape. So you're less of your security. If this is the case, I don't assume it is, but if I have to say this, if you're out of shape and then your man's working with a bunch of in shape women who are needing surf instruction, the least you can do is alleviate that comparative loss that you might formulate in your mind by being your best so that you like you. Too often we place our insecurities on the shoulders of other people. We say, well, I'm insecure. They're supposed to make me feel better. Well, no, if you're insecure, you're supposed to do what it takes to make you feel better. And sometimes that means, going to the gym, working out, getting your diet together, right? Or changing the thing about you that you don't like that triggers you to compare it to someone else unfavorably. And that's a hard discussion. It's very difficult sometimes to be honest with women about, especially anything about weight, because again, society has dealt with women a lot differently than men. And so you can't just tell women, hey, you should probably go to the gym, if we're just being honest, right? Because in what world should another person feel okay about the inadequacy that you can't stand about yourself? It doesn't make any sense. Women often have issues with this or that. It's not always weight. But they have the inadequacy. They don't like it about themselves. They don't fix it, but then they want their partner to handle it and accept it and accept them for them when they don't accept them for them. It's not fair. So again, as far as his conduct, I don't know what his conduct is. You haven't told me what his conduct is, and I don't want to make this about your weight because I don't know. That could be not a thing for you. And so I apologize if that's offensive. But we just have to be real about why we're insecure and what we're struggling with, and then take that off of his shoulders and you deal with what it takes to, you do what it takes to make yourself feel better about that thing that you feel you lack in comparison to other women. But if he works on the beach, there's nothing you can do. He might not be the person for you if he's committed to surf instructing and you're committed to mental health and stability. Maybe his conduct is doing it. Maybe you just aren't the type of woman that can ever get comfortable with your man around other women. That's the thing too. It might not be. It might be a mismatch. So I need to know more specific information before I could just like advise you totally. But handle your insecurity. Start there, whatever that might be. Hey, from California, only come up. Folks care about what resources you have. Only come up. Yeah, only come up. Folks care about what resources you have. That's how you say it. Hey, from California. Hi, Miss Tenacious. Love and respect. Always adding value to the conversation. Miss Tenacious actually needs a YouTube channel. I feel like your content would be very valuable to people. You have never let me down in this conversation, even when you disagree with me. I'm like, you know what? She got a point. So love and respect, Miss Tenacious. She said, only come up folks care about what resources you have. That's exactly right. That's the reason why I tell women who have the resources, stop selling yourself with the resources. When women stand up and say, I have my own this, I got my own that, I got my own this, and they feel like they just said something. Man, a guy that got it or a guy that wants to get it for himself don't care nothing about none of that. And so he's looking for a woman who can support, his livelihood, and he's looking for a woman that he can be her rock and her backbone and her strength. A woman does two different things when she qualifies herself with her resources. Is she first of all tells that man that she doesn't have time to be the type of nurturer that he might imagine a woman to be, and he could be wrong, but she's saying that this is my priority is success, not nurturing, not warmth and these things. And so that's an assumption that people make. It could be a wrong assumption, but that's the first thing that she does. And so immediately she's telling the guy she might not have room to love in the way that he hopes to be loved. And then the second thing she's doing when she's saying, I got this, I got that, I got this or that, she's saying, I don't need you. Right. And men like to feel like they have a place. There's a need for them in your life because men are most attracted to and most committed to the sense of duty. So even men who are faithful to their wives and never cheat, we often ask how these guys, don't fall to temptation when these women love a wedding ring. It's because they have a sense of duty and they're committed to that sense of duty. My duty as a husband, my duty as a father comes before everything. It's death before dishonor. It's about my duty. When men are committed to duty and you're telling them that you got this, you got that, you got this, they don't see space for their duty. And that's the thing that attaches them and makes them commit to a woman is that they see a duty that they can serve and give you that. And that's their gift. That's their love to you, their acts of service. But if they don't have anything that can serve you because you have everything and you don't need them, there's that. Right. And, also when women qualify themselves with their resources, they, just consequently, the only guys who want the resources and want to hear that shit are the guys who can benefit from it. Right. Or guys who are having a transactional relationship or more obsessed with status than they are, relationship health. And so there's a lot of different reasons why you do yourself no favors by qualifying yourself using your resources. I'm not saying don't have resources, don't acquire them. I'm not saying mute yourself, hide who you are, but your resources are not who you are. And if they are, that's a problem. And just like we think about that with men, when men think, they got money, so they don't need to do nothing else. That's a problem, right? Same thing with women. When women have resources and they don't show themselves to be anything other than the resources, the success that they feel like they represent. It shows us that you might be stunted in other ways, right? You are more than your profession. You are more than your salary and your possessions. And it just tells a man, I'm not soft, I'm not nurturing, I probably have no space for you, and I have no need for you. And so you're consequently telling the man that, there's no relationship health here to be given, even if he's wrong to make those assumptions. Of course, there can be no merit to those assumptions at all. But people don't know you well enough to give you merit. They don't know you well enough to trust you or to assume great things of you. They only know what you tell them, right? It's like when you go to when you apply for a job. If you don't put it in your resume, they cannot make assumptions about what else you know. They only can go off of what you put in the resume, right? Same thing. A man can only know what you tell him and what you share and what he's shown by you. And if all you shown is your status, or if that's the thing that you emphasize, then he doesn't have any good. You still didn't give him good information. That doesn't help you. So you basically you didn't write your name on the paper. because that's not what he was asking you. You know what I'm saying? And then you get a bum who's like, oh yeah, she make money. Whoo, I was struggling. You know, I can tap her a couple times, make her fall in love with me, and then she got the Jordans. You know, she got my food for the week. She making me lunchy, or she buying my lunch at work. She let me drive her a nice car. Like that's what you're gonna have. You're gonna have a homosexual after you, because them the only guys that care about a woman having this or that. They really want to love a woman, and they're marrying a personality. They're marrying a thought. Men have sex with the body, but they really marry and they commit to the mind of a woman. Right? Women may screw the body, but they love the mind. They fall in love with the mind, and the mind of a woman needs to be on full display, not her resources, with love and respect. Um, Let me get down here. Look, I'm way down. I know y'all like, please stop, but that's what I do. I'm trying to give good answers, but I don't want to answer 100 questions, because then people don't need to go get coaching, um, and then I'll be on here tired. You said I'll probably be on here for maybe 15 or 20 to 25 more minutes, depending. Um, I was thinking while I got y'all on here. So I was thinking to do shorter lives, but to also be available for people who maybe can't afford like a coaching call, but can't afford, when you got $5, got $10, and just randomly. I was thinking about opening up like office hours, because I spend a significant amount of time in my office doing these other businesses that I have, and so I'm actually available. I've watched on TikTok a lot of people be doing like random shit, and they be going live, but they're not really doing the live. They're doing their thing, and then they look over and they talk to people as things come up that matter, maybe when they get roses or something. And at first I'm like, oh well, that's kind of shitty, but they're actually doing something else. They're not. And so I'm already occupied. I'm sitting in the seat. I'm sitting in this office, and a lot of times I got another computer. I got another computer I'll be on. I got a phone I'll be making business move on. I'm responding to comments. I'm doing a lot of stuff that is kind of like, I could actually go, I could talk to y'all a little bit while I'm doing this other stuff. And so I was thinking about doing this thing called office hours, where, if you wanted to just super chat me and have a question, have a back and forth with me, with super chat, I can, answer people's questions, but I'm really just, hey, you need something? Open door office hours, where you don't have to go through my website or book. Sometimes booking be out 2 weeks, but you just need like an opinion. I can do that. And I feel like it would give people an avenue to get coaching or get my opinion on things for a lot cheaper than my coaching practice, but also give me something back for the energy during those moments where I'm not necessarily trying to go live to entertain people, but I can look over and say, hey, here's the answer to your question, and help people out in that way. That way they don't have to go through coaching, because sometimes coaching is expensive for people. Everybody ain't got $90 or $100 to talk to me, or $40 or this or that. People ain't got people. Everybody ain't got it. So I get it, and I be trying to make stuff up for people who don't got it, to respect them. And so that's an idea I was having, because I'm here. I'm in the office. I might as well do that. But again, I don't know what that sounds like. I don't know if there's any interest in that. Silver Screen, thank you so much for sharing your time, attention, and wisdom. Much appreciated. Thank you. I appreciate you. And lovely picture, by the way. It's really artistic. Um, Somebody said, hey, Kev, I need advice. My boyfriend has blocked me last week, and I can't reach out to him. Hey, he don't want you no more. If you want advice from me, you got to move on. What the hell you standing around for, waiting for him to open the door back up? He closed it in your face. You got to take that L, learn the lesson, so that you don't have to repeat it. Too often we take shit or we give shit to people, and then we refuse to learn the lesson. I'm no holy roly, but when God is trying to show you something, you will repeat every lesson that you failed to learn, right? So instead of trying to get your way, like a lot of us do, instead of trying to get your way in a situation, if you spend more time trying to get the lesson from it, trying to learn what needs to be learned from the experience, you repeat a lot less trauma, right? Too often we repeat trauma because we refuse to learn. We didn't accept the information, right? We only wanted to get our way. So we prayed to get our way. We fought to get our way. We manipulated to get our way. And we finally got our way. But guess what? We didn't learn the lesson, so we're bound to repeat it. God will give you that same lesson again. You will keep having the same issue until you stop refusing to learn the lesson from that issue. So what I'm asking you to do, and what I would hope and suggest for you to do, is to just accept the lesson. The gentleman ain't feeling you. He don't want you. I don't know how hot this is. This shit might be a disaster. Hold on. I ain't put my lips on that shit. That's hot. My wife got me a my wife got me a cup. She got me a, a warmer, and it keeps the drinks warm. But that is hot. That's boiling hot. That ain't warm. Back up to you just in case I got too hot. That's the first time I'm using it. So yeah, learn the lesson. If he blocked you, be blocked. Go away. No respect to you. Go away. Sit with yourself. Figure out what you really done to contribute to that. Or if he's a shitbag, just let him be a shitbag and treat somebody else like that. I'm a strong cutoff game, JC. I want to see you in 2. Okay, y'all know what y'all got going on. That was up. Question: do you think men and women are on different timelines in terms of age and maturity on average? And if so, how to judge a man's maturity at any age on his views of women? This is a beautiful question. Now, it's nuanced and it's thick, so I might not be able to answer the whole question, but this is a very interesting conversation. I'm gonna say it again. Do you think men and women are on different timelines in terms of age and maturity on average? And if so, how to judge a man's maturity at any age and his views on women? I don't think men and women are on a different timeline. I think that is a load of shit. I do. I think it's garbage. It's literal garbage. I think that men and women mature in different ways. Or immature in different ways. But this idea that women mature before men because they look for security and safety and security first is really just foolish. Because as many women are looking for safety and security by dating older men because the young men their age are immature, most of those women are either spending their 20s in their hoe phase. And if it's 10 years, a phase is like 3 months of bad decisions. A phase isn't your 20s. So there's that. The bad boys and the trauma that women give themselves. And again, I speak as a dating coach. 5,700 receipts into this. I'm understand something. I have many, because people be cussing me out in the comment section. You don't know because my cousin did this and so. Okay, good for your damn cousin. But I've talked to 5,700 women. I think I have a bigger sample size than you. And in the world of science and study, the bigger the sample size, the more credibility the study has. So people forget that I'm a dating coach and they think I'm just making YouTube and trying to be cute. I don't give a damn about being cute. And I'm not fixing my teeth to be a coach and help people. And I don't care about sex appeal or brand. None of that shit. It's all fake. It's garbage. I don't like it. Okay, I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to give you some real game. A lot of times, young women, while they might feel like they want love before men, chase love in such damaging directions, in such damaging methodologies, and in such damaging ways that they're no more mature than those men. In fact, they're self-inflicting a lot of harm to themselves. So I'm not sure if the self-destructive young woman who wants love simply because she thinks that she's a woman and she's coming to her sexual and romantic maturity quicker. I've not been convinced after getting into this and just in the observance of it when I was young. I didn't see mature decision making. I didn't see wisdom in their decision making. Young women chase garbage bag men. Young women chase bad boys. Young women chase older, stable, mature, married men. I just don't see the maturity that people are saying. So to you, I'm gonna just answer your question and bring it back because again, I'm having these real conversations with people. Do you think men are and women on different timelines in terms of maturity? No, I just think women have been given credit for maturity because they reach sexual maturity and they reach relationship and the longing of love. They long for love before men, and so it's thought that they're more mature. As far as relationships go, I'm not talking about cognitively and all these other different ways. I'm just talking about as far as relationships go, the relationship identity of a woman is sometimes even more clumsy than the man because she encounters a great deal of what may be better for her. And because she's chasing a particular experience, refuses to make good decisions. In fact, if a man presents himself as a good decision, she'll turn him down. Again, so no, to answer, I'm not going to shit on everything women do because obviously there's a whole lot of immature garbage men do. But to your question, No, they don't. They're not on different timelines. They just age and mature in different ways. Men are more practical, and if I'm rating practicality, maturity versus sexual maturity or romantic maturity, the longing for love. Yes, women want love before men, but men want practical application of relationship health before women, and they value that practicality a lot of times over women valuing. Women just want to be excited to have a huge crush on a man and get butterflies when he touches her. And there's no maturity in some of the decisions that a woman makes when she got them rose colored glasses on. So the logic of a man might mature before a woman, and the emotional health of a woman might mature before a man. They just mature in different ways, but they're not on different timelines. They're just different. Love and respect to Mariah Washington. I appreciate your super chat. She says, men keep telling me I don't know what I want, but I just have a hard time making decisions due to fear. How do I earn their respect? I don't like that. First of all, I would love to talk to you about that. I'm sure there's a lot of details that we're going to miss here. If you have a hard time making decisions due to fear, you have to figure out what you're afraid of. Most of the time when we don't trust people and we're indecisive, we don't fear them, or we fear them, but what we really fear is our inability to protect ourselves and our inability to adjust what we offer, what we give, and how we are to a person once they've disappointed us or have shown themselves to be bad. So I talk about trust, right, and restoring trust, having trust, what the value of trust, all of these different things with my clients. A lot of times, most of my clients that have trust issues, they don't. Which of us trusts a stranger? None of us trust a stranger. None of us. You shouldn't trust a stranger. You're an idiot if you trust a stranger. You're just an idiot. Nobody should trust anyone they don't know and haven't spent a significant amount of time in life with. So it's not about trust. So you making decisions based on fear it makes sense. It's very common. But the fear is actually you. You're afraid of you. You're afraid that you won't protect yourself. You're afraid that you won't leave if shit gets nasty or unhealthy. You're afraid that you'll take shit and incur trauma long term because you won't protect you in your decision making once you decide to love a man. That's the fear. So if you want their respect, you have to give yourself respect. And in order to do that, you have to see you making decisions that you're proud of. Sometimes a person does change or they do show themselves to be unfit. The decision after that isn't to keep dating them and hopefully not waste your time by leaving them after being with them for 6 months. The way to impress you and the way to give yourself respect is to say that I don't care how long I've been with a person. Once they show me some crazy stuff, I'm getting up out of there. You have to be able to respect, but also expect yourself to do the right thing for you instead of just being in love and getting your head lumped over. And that's the problem. And you can't get their respect until you give yourself respect. And your fear is of you because you don't trust you. None of us trust a stranger. So that's one of those things. Again, I would love to talk to you in person or on the phone, on FaceTime about that, because I'm sure that there's a lot more to that story. And I don't want to assume that I'm not insinuating that you just make all the mistakes as you, but trust is not to be given to a stranger. I don't trust a person until I've known them for a couple of years and I've seen a consistent pattern of that. But I do trust me to make sure that I take care of me. I watch my own back and I don't let people get over on me twice. That's what I trust me to do. And so I don't have to worry about having trust issues. Why should I? I trust me to make the move that's going to be right for me. I trust me to protect me, trust me to have my back. Just like you have your friend's back, you got to have your own back. Your friends were getting screwed over by a man. You be in her face, you be her ear, girl, you better leave him, you better leave him, you better leave him. Y'all get screwed over and you don't tell yourself that. You make all the kind of excuses for why a man needs to get another chance and with the potential he has if he would just stop doing this. And so you don't trust you. It's not about him. You don't trust you. And for the most part, that's common. That's the human condition. But I'm obviously speaking generally. I'm talking to 200 people. So I'm talking to whomever might need that. I don't know what you've done, and so I'm not accusing you of that. But it sounds like if I had to guess, that respect issue starts with you respecting you. People treat you how you appear to treat yourself. People believe about you whatever you appear to believe about yourself. People take you as seriously as you require them to take you, and as seriously as you take yourself. So when you don't get their respect, they've only telegraphed and mirrored what you've given to you and what you've shown to them that you give to you, that you offer you. So they're mimicking. I hope that helps. And like girltalkwithguys.com, if you need a call, tonight is literally the last night it's on sale. When I go to bed at 2 or 3 or 5 in the morning, whenever I go to bed, this sales off. We that's the last thing we're doing before we close our eyes is going on the website and taking the sale down. Somebody says somebody said I'm gonna go all the way down because I know people like, where is he reading from? I'm gonna go all the way down and work myself back up. Again, I don't have to answer all the questions. If you want a question, I'll probably start that out. I'll experiment with the office hours. They're pretty much just super chat only questions. That way, I only have a couple questions every now and then, and people can visit with me. I can just be social with y'all and not have to worry about going through questions or being under pressure to answer a bunch of questions. Somebody says, or you can just go get again coaching at girltalkwithguys.com. That's also a way you can get your question answered with love and respect. Be your own best friend. Pretend it was happening to someone you love and what you do to advise them. That's what I tell all my clients. Every client that I have who has an issue with not being able to trust themselves, that's what I tell them. If you had a cousin you loved or a sister that you loved or a best friend, you'd have all the right advice for her. You make all the right moves. You tell her, you need to do this, and you need to do this, and that. You need to do this. Protect yourself. Love yourself more. But when it's you, all of a sudden you got excuses. No, you know what to do. You know what you would tell somebody to do if that was somebody you loved. Why don't you love you enough to do the same thing? You know better. You just don't do better. So just do that. You don't need to trust them. I don't trust no damn body. Hell, I didn't trust my wife for 2 years. I didn't trust her because it was my last relationship was 2 years. So you at least had to beat my last relationship before I trust. But guess what? That don't mean I was insecure. That don't mean I was accusatory. That don't mean I was going through phone. That don't mean I didn't do none of that. But you're a stranger to me until I've really gotten to know you, right? So I can have a healthy relationship and not have complete trust because that's foolish. You have to learn a person. Trust is earned. It's not given. Too many people jump into your life and be like, do you trust me? We can have a relationship without trust. Bro, I've known you for 3 months. I don't know who the hell you are. How many people didn't find out who their spouse was until they got divorced? Like, think about it. People change. People grow. People evolve, sometimes up and down. Like, you don't have a reason to trust nobody. And for somebody to require trust is almost manipulative because it's foolish. Because if I am trustworthy, I don't mind earning my trust. That's why when I used to date and women would be like, so you want to meet my dad? I'm like, yeah. Really? No, guys don't really want to meet my dad. They always they don't want to do that. Or my brothers, why you want to meet him? Why are you so eager? I'm not a bullshitter. I'm not about to play with you. You're not in danger when you're with me. I'm not about to lie to you. I'm not about to have you somewhere hurt, crying, balled up in tears. I'm not going to do none of that. So I don't mind meeting them. You don't have to trust me. You can give me the absolute nothing. You don't have to trust me at all. Like, you don't have to trust me as far as you can see me. But because I know who I am and what I'm going to give you, I don't care if you trust me. I don't need you to trust me. The only person who needs you to trust them is a person who wants to fuck over you and needs you to close your eyes so they can get over it, right? If your daddy sees me and he doesn't trust me, I don't care if he doesn't trust me because I'm still not going to fuck over you. I'm still not going to do you wrong. You're still going to be in good hands and he'll learn in time that I can be trusted, right? Your brothers who might want to fight me, right? Who don't like me. I'm with their sister. You got some beef with me, whatever. They don't trust me. They're supposed to not trust me. And I'm going to meet them and they're not going to trust me. But guess what? In time, they'll learn that I was the best choice for you. They'll be happy that you found me. That's how I felt. That's how I was. I never had a problem with meeting a man that was going to defend a woman if I got out of line. You don't have to trust me. I know who I am and I'm going to show you. You'll learn in time. I don't need your blind trust. I don't mind earning it because I am what I say I am. And that's the difference. Too many of y'all be looking at these men in the face and they be, you don't trust me. You don't trust me. No. And why should I? Why won't you? What's so wrong with earning it? What's the problem? Why can't you just earn it? Even so, moving on. How do you differentiate between trauma bonding versus a mutual understanding with someone? I lost my parents within 18 months, and I don't want to trauma bond with a man. I think that if the trauma brings you together, I think that if you're anchored at the trauma, that's the difference, is that you are encountering this trauma and this trauma is the only reason that you're together. Whether that's lack, whether that's, heartbreak, whatever the things death in the family. The trauma sometimes assists in understanding each other. But if that's the thing that keeps you intertwined, is that y'all went through this rough thing together. And so now you're putting your standards down. Now you're changing who you are. Now your boundaries are disappearing. That's how you know it's a trauma bond. Trauma bonds are always signified by very unhealthy habits that accompany them. Right. It's not so much that you've been through this hard thing or they've been through this hard thing or y'all put each other through some things and then you are still together. That's not necessarily the trauma bond. The trauma bond is all the unhealthy garbage that comes with it, right? The codependency that comes with it, right? The refusal to grow and evolve beyond that trauma as a couple and as individuals that comes with it. Like there are a lot of other things that happen. We hear trauma bond and we immediately think, okay, negative experience that brought us together, or our negativity toward each other, that we've been through so much, we've overcome so much, right? Or the things we've been through, whatever the trauma might be, whether you've inflicted it on each other or the world has inflicted it on you, and you're unhealed. That being unhealed together is the trauma bond. Well, a lot of people got healing to do, and very few people have the luxury of not having something to overcome. So two people can be unhealed and be together and not be in a trauma bond, right? I think that the codependency is the trauma bond, right? The unhealthy relationship dynamics are the trauma bond, right? Not growing, not evolving beyond that trauma is a trauma bond. Refusing to manage your own trauma and forcing your partner to manage your trauma, that's the trauma bond, right? So there are a lot of different things that are happening during a trauma bond. If you just are both connected through an experience, but you're otherwise giving each other relationship health, I don't think you have a trauma bond. I hope that helps. But again, I'd like to know the specific level of trauma. I think that advice could change based on the type of trauma that person has met you on, if you've met a person that matters. Um, Somebody said, I used to work with a doctor who recently expressed some interest in dating me. However, he is always insistent on taking me out with another female, a nurse he works with. What's that about? I think, I'm going to be honest, it sounds like some swinger stuff. I don't know why he would insist on taking you out with a nurse. Unless he just wanted a witness that he wasn't being inappropriate. But that doesn't make sense either, because the nurse could report him for wanting her to go out, right? So I don't think that that's what it is. I think he might have a thing where him and that nurse are looking for somebody to swing with, and he's covering it up to be something else. He might be a freakazoid. Yeah. Let me see. Somebody said, hey, Kev, love and respect. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, Kev, my BF of 1 year broke up. Let me get this. My BF of 1 year broke up with me 2 weeks ago. In the breakup convo, he says he wants to be best friends. He calls me every day. We have a 5K tomorrow and plans next week. I want my man, not a friend. Thoughts? The problem is this: if you be his friend because you want him back, you're putting yourself you're stretching your trauma. Like, if he broke up with you, then you're gonna have to create a break, like a cleaner break than that. And I think that you muddy the waters and you create a lot of ambiguity, and you don't have time to heal or even process things when you're up each other's ass right after a breakup, just because it feels more comfortable to be with each other than without each other. I think if he's decided he doesn't want to be with you, then he needs to stand on that. And he needs to be able to do those other things by himself or with somebody else. It's not healthy for you at all to be in this position where now you're demoted to friend, and you still have to act like a girlfriend. And nobody's going to stop being caring and being warm and being loving when they want more than they've been offered or been demoted from a relationship. So you'll be working harder as a girlfriend, as a friend, for what? And I don't think that he has space to make a decision or even miss you if you're still up his ass and in his life, to be honest. So you have to put yourself in a position where you're willing to actually create some separation and have some distance between you. That is important. You have to put yourself in a position where if he wants you in his life, then he has to figure out what he prioritizes. And he can't make a decision if nothing's changed. So I don't believe that it's a valuable thing for you to be. I wouldn't go on that 5K. I wouldn't have plans next week. I wouldn't wait around for him to change his mind, and I wouldn't clog up my senses by having him around when I could be, creating space, healing, and preparing myself to receive love down the line. Because you're going to have to sit down for a couple of months, at least, if you really want some relationship health and want to be over it. Man, sometimes you don't get over people. You could like a person years after you've last, seen them, lay down with them, did anything like that. So healing takes a while, and you're just stretching it out. If he doesn't want to be with you, and he doesn't, there's no maybe let's take a break for this long or that long, and he's just like, no, I don't want to be with you, but I want to be friends. First of all, a break is that's I would never agree to that. But if he just wants you to be friends, eventually you're gonna start treating each other like boyfriend and girlfriend because you've already done everything. You can't undo that. You can't unhave sex for a year. You can't unlove each other. You can't uncuddle. You can't understand. You can't unbond. That's not how that works. So you're going to be wanting more and crying at night because you didn't get he didn't come over after y'all spent time together, or he came over and y'all did it, but you don't know what it means because you used to be his woman and you used to have security. Now you don't have security. Right. A lot of times men only want to be best friends so they can stop you from moving on until they get over you. A lot of times men only want to be best friends so they can still have sexual access to you and energetic access because it feels good to be loved. But sometimes the responsibility to love someone else is too much to bear. Right. So it's very one-sided a lot of times when a man breaks up with you and then wants to be best friends and actually acts on it by being around. When a man breaks up with a woman, he's supposed to be gone, disappear, thin ice, like in thin air. He's really supposed to be creating his space. When a man breaks up with you and sticks around and lingers because he still wants to be loved and he still wants access, that's not genuine, and I don't really respect it. So I don't think it's a good idea for you, and I think you need to cut as many of those dates off your calendar as possible. And if he wants to be single, let him go be single. Yes. All right, 5 more minutes, y'all. 5 more minutes. And Mr. Nations brought up a good point too. I go on my tangents and I get on one train of thought. Trauma bonding also is generally when a person is also being abused, right? So the recipient of the abuse might have a trauma bond. It's kind of like what's that syndrome when a person falls in love with their abuser or their kidnapper, right? What's that? What is that called when a person falls in love with their kidnapper, right? Stockholm syndrome. Yeah, there's some relation. There's a relationship with like that type of syndrome with the trauma bond too. So it's not just two people who've been in trauma. The abuser often has a trauma which causes the abuse, but the recipient of the trauma is the one who's bonding and latching on to this because of the history and all these things we've overcome. That's why I can't stand this idea of the down ass chick. Remember that in the 90s? The I want to be a down ass chick. Every song was a down ass chick, down ass chick, down ass chick. And what it taught young women, in particular black women, was that you're not a real woman. You're not a good woman unless you're willing to take shit from a man. And ultimately, one day when he's tired of giving you shit, still be there. And that's what made you a real woman because you stayed down. Yes, Stockholm syndrome, absolutely. So some of the 90s music actually taught trauma bonding to black women in our community. No, hey, what y'all doing? My boy trying to he wants to. I got a doggone a couch pushed up against my office doors because I got double doors and they just push open. I haven't put a new lock on them because the builders just put a weird just pop open type of thing, so it looks cool, but it doesn't lock the door. And my son's trying to bust in here, and I'm almost done anyway. So let me get off of here. But yeah, that's toxic as F, absolutely. Nana Power says I booked a call for this Sunday. Kev, can't wait. Do you have a phone call package? I do have a phone call package right now. I've been giving people 10 call packages and 6 call packages, so we can talk about that call package right now. That's I couldn't discount it. It just depends because I'm not marketing or selling or promoting the call package. I have some space to I can work out a good deal for you if you do want to do a call package. But yes, I do have call packages on as well. And because they're always let me see. Stockholm. Yeah, everybody's still like Stockholm, Stockholm, Stockholm. Absolutely. Um, the controllers will abuse you if you let them. Absolutely. Well, listen, I know it's more questions in here. It's probably 100 more questions in here, but I do got to go. It's been an hour, 15 minutes. I was supposed to do an hour. So I'm learning to just be chilling. Creative Raven was in here. I didn't see you, but love and respect. Here you go. I just seen you that I just seen that you was in here. So listen, I appreciate y'all. Like I said, I'm comment down below if you like the idea of office hours for cheap coaching for people who can't necessarily afford coaching on my website or like an hour-long call. But I think that would be helpful to a lot of people who don't have the resources for a whole call or a call package per se. So let me know about what you think about the office hours idea, the super chat lives while I'm doing my other stuff in my office. Because I doubt they will be pretty heavy. Y'all see, maybe 5 or 10 people might come a day, maybe even 2, 3. It just depends. So it's not a get rich quick scheme. It really is, so people can get the answers they need when they really need them. And he said I get something back from my energy, and I'm already in the office, so it doesn't take a lot for me to turn around and tell somebody, hey, this is what you need to know. So let me know what y'all think about that. Office hours, comment down below. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate you guys. And sorry if I offended anybody. I'm a little bit passionate, but that's just me. I don't really care about the brand. I'm just being real and honest with people. And that's what gets me that's what's gotten me where I am. And that's where I'm going to keep going with it. I recently left a job just because I couldn't be everything I couldn't be all of what I am. I'm just not interested in assimilating at this point in my life, not for social reasons, not for business reasons, not for racial reasons. I'm not assimilating. I'm gonna be what I am, and that's just what it is. And so I appreciate y'all for accepting me as I am. Love and respect. I'm gonna get with y'all later. I'll see y'all next Friday or Friday coming up, if I can get